to what you did, or you can say, you can confess and say what he did then, what you guys did, right? Or you can say, I'm not guilty, right? So you confess or you're not guilty, right? Same thing for you. You can say that, and these are the consequences of what you say. If both of you guys confess, then you will have to, as a penalty for the wrongdoing that you have done, you have to recite 3 papers, right? So if both of you guys confess, okay. If you confess and Vatsala doesn't, then he gets to go free. He has to sit 5 receipts. Okay, this is going to be, it's going to take a bit of time for you to understand this, so I'll go through it a few times. If you confess and he doesn't, you go free and he gets 5 receipt papers to do. Okay, that is the second. So he's confessing both times for the 2 scenarios. He's confessing once and then he's not confessing. Same thing other way around, right? So if you don't confess, he confesses, you get to go free and he gets 5 receipts. If both of you don't confess, then you get to sit only for 1 receipt. Okay, no communicating. So this is, they are in isolated places and they have to tell, you have to write on your piece of paper, you can't show. Keep it onto this side. And you have to say whether you're going to confess or you're not guilty. Okay? Now you understand the situation. If both of them confess, right, they get to receipt how many papers? 3, right. So 3 receipts if they both confess. If he confesses and he doesn't confess, he gets 5 receipts. If both of them don't confess, only 1 receipt. So this is the prisoner's dilemma. Now he's in a bit of a dilemma, as you can see right now. He's just amused at his dilemma. You're also in a dilemma. You have to, right. So I want you to write whether you want to confess or whether you're not guilty. So we'll see how the 2 prisoners respond. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Both of them have come up with their decision. Now, Asita, can you tell what you have? You're not guilty. You didn't do any of those wrong things. No. Sure. Okay. You? Not guilty. So they are both saying that they didn't do it. Do you believe what they are saying? No. Right. So now, what are the consequences? They both get to receipt 1 paper. Okay? But now let's take this a bit further. I will explain all what they have decided. Okay? Same situation. What are you going to do? Same thing. Repeat question for the second time. Now you know that he has given not guilty. You know that he has given not guilty. Now you have to sit 1 paper, right? You have a chance of getting away if you confess, because he might say he's not guilty again. What will you do? Now you have to write on your piece of paper. Now that is a prisoner's dilemma, right? So he said not guilty the first time. Will he say not guilty again? I think Asida did it. Once you decide, let me know. Okay. Right. He says not guilty again. Okay, we'll try it once more. Okay, now they are getting 2 receipts now because of the repeat. Now what are you going to do? Now he has said no, both of you guys have said not guilty twice. Again, you have a chance of getting away. What are you going to say? Decided? No, not decided. Decided. Decided? Okay. What's your. Sorry? He's not guilty. Asita, did you do it? He confesses. See, he changed his strategy, right? So now what's your consequence for confessing and he's not guilty? You're free to go. So there you go. Right. No. You have to wait. You have to learn your lesson, okay? So now you're in a bit of a dilemma, aren't you? Because you didn't confess at all. You didn't do it, did you? No. But Asita said that you did. So no, he got away. Right, okay. So that basically explains about prisoner's dilemma. I don't think everybody understood it, so we are going to take one more individual here to go with Vatsal again and see whether he can escape. Right, so Vatsal, your turn to pick a friend or an enemy. Who's the. Come forward. Right, what's your name? Ishara, right. I'll need that piece of paper. Problem, right? You know the problem. Right. Okay, so same situation. Now he has a different opponent. Earlier he had Asita 3 times to see what he might predict, and Vatsala thought that Asita might not confess all the time, but Asita is very cunning. He knows to get away, and that's playing a game. So he played his cards well, right? So now Vatsala has experience in playing this particular situation. Now in front of you guys, we are going to see whether he is smart enough to get away, or whether Ishara now knows what predicament Vatsala is in, and whether he can be even smarter and get away, right? So your chance to confess or say you are not guilty. Yes. If both of you confess, then it's 3 resits, right? So 3 resits for both confessions. If you confess and he doesn't, then he gets to go away and you get 5, right? Okay. So both confess, 3 resits. So 3, right? If you confess and you don't, he gets to go free. You have to sit for 5. If both of you don't confess, it's just 1 resit. Okay. So if you're thinking that you don't want to say you're guilty, you're not guilty. If he says you guys did it, he gets to go free because he told the truth. He told that you guys did it. So as a penalty for you, you're going to sit for 5, right? But if both of you don't, it's only 1. It's still a penalty, but it's a very minimum penalty. Okay. So you have your answer? Okay, Ishara, what's your answer? Confess. Now he is confessing. Finally. Now he has learned something, which I will define to you what he has come up with. Even though I can't do that in this prisoner's dilemma, I will do that according to what he has given. Both of you guys confess. So what happens? 3 resits, right? Okay, we'll repeat it again. Now you know what Ishara is thinking. You know what he has finally decided to confess, right? So let's try that again. As you can see, Vatsala is taking longer and longer to make his decisions because he is in a real prisoner's dilemma, right? he doesn't know whether to confess or not to confess. So for you, you have to think like this. You have to think, okay, what is the maximum penalty that I'll get if I do this? So if you confess, you either get to go free or you get a middle sentence that is for 3 receipts. If you say you didn't do it, you could get 5 or you could get the minimum of 1, right? So you have to think what the other person is also thinking, and also how they played their game earlier instance, right? Normally you don't get a second chance, but here you're getting a second chance to see whether you could get away, right? So you have an answer? You have an answer? Okay. Right. What is your answer? Confess. Right. So he's confessed. So he's come to an equilibrium, right? That is what we call an equilibrium in prisoner's dilemma, where he thought what's best for himself, right? Himself, but then with a consequence, he didn't want him to win. He didn't want Ishara to win, right? Because if both of you, same situation with Ishara, I'm just taking one. Ishara also thought, I don't want Vatsala to get a more, get away with it, like Asita got away, right? Both of them confessed. And what are the consequences? They get to resit for 3 papers, right? But if both of them decided not to confess, then it's only 1. So why did they come up with confessing twice? Do you understand the prisoner's dilemma now? Right? If both of them didn't confess, they can get away with just 1 receipt. But they confessed twice, both times, and they are okay with sitting for 3 receipts. That is the actual real life situation what you get in this economy as well. You are rather you either you are okay with having problems with your life or whatever work that you do, as long as your opponent is also having the same thing. You don't want him to get away. It's the same situation for war and all this economies and everything. Pretty much in a way replicates the same thing, right? So they could have, but then again, in real life you get to communicate with people. Here they don't get to communicate, right? So if they communicated, they could have come up with a solution. Say, okay, let's both not tell anything, because that's the best situation for both parties, right? For both of them, it's 1-1. Because if the other person says something else, it's different. One gets to get away, one gets a maximum sentence, right? Okay, thank you very much. So I hope you understood the prisoner's dilemma. Now I'm sure you do you do artificial intelligence like course? Is that next year? No, you don't do AI lectures yet. No, okay. Right. So you will most likely learn about prisoner's dilemma in your next year, and I assume that you will all get 100% in whatever question that you get for prisoner's dilemma, Asit especially, because you understand the fundamentals of what the prisoner's dilemma is. If you still don't understand it, I mean, obviously you get Google and Bing, right, to check it up. Right. So I have taken how many? 3 people into the chair. What should I do next? Right. As I was saying, let's have another small entertainment session. As I was saying, my company is GTS, and I think when I asked how many of you guys know what we have done, I didn't have a. I'll ask again. How many of you guys know what GTS have done as far as gaming is concerned? How many of you guys were there at Infotel this year? CSC had a stall. Asita was there. You were there.